Good day, good year 12s. I hope you had a good Easter. So today I'm just going to go through the work that we're setting. And I'm going to go through the first lot of questions. It says for lesson 1 of 2 there. So yep, this is the YouTube link. And we're just going to go through one. I'd like you to read pages 70 to 73. Now, that is in Bahamas Today, okay? So I've not actually put the book there, so that will be in Bahamas Today, okay? And then read through pages 79 to 81, highlighting the key points. So read through those pages, just have a quick look through, and then come back to this video, okay? And we're going to go through some of the questions. Also have your new wider world in front of you, okay? So, what we're going to do is first, we're going to look at these first few questions. So the first question is define the term trade. Now, if you go to your new wider world, and it will say on page 186, it'll say, it's got that definition right at the top there. So it's trade is the flow of commodities from producers to consumers. And it's so important for the development of a country, okay? So that idea of getting from, maybe from the factory to the shops, okay? And so you'll be able to just do that first question there. Then it goes to about visible and invisible trade. Now, if you look at the PDF I sent you, okay, and it'll be the one that says trade PDF. And right at the start there, it talks about visible and invisible trade. Now, this is quite simple, really. Visible, something that you sell that you can see, so you can feel and touch. So food, fuel, raw materials, phones, electronics, anything like that. Compared to invisible trade, which you should be able to think of yourself. So that'll be things like services, finance, tourism, okay? And we've got these, and as time's gone on, the amount of invisible trade has increased really with IT, and this goes through a list of differences. So when you answer this question here, if I go back to that exam question, which seems to have disappeared from me, so let's click on it there, yep. You can just put in differentiate between, so define visible, give an example, define invisible. Bilateral and multilateral. So bilateral, so there's two, so that's between two countries. So maybe a deal between the US and the Bahamas. Multilateral is 3 or more countries, really. And so, for example, the European Union, and we're going to look at some examples in the Caribbean, okay? 3 advantages and disadvantages and problems of trade. Now, it's 12 marks for that. It says explain, so that idea of giving those 3 examples and then describing it further. So if you go to page 187 in your book, you will see at the top there is this table that has all these advantages and disadvantages, and it thinks about the difference between MEDCs and LEDCs, okay? So you're going to have, and you can kind of even think of this already, because you know that the primary industry, is that going to be in LEDCs or MEDCs, okay? And it goes on here, talks about, on this on 186, talks about the reason for those differences and what the differences are. And here it talks about these advantages and disadvantages. So you can add those into there, okay? So up to now, you've just used New Wider World to get that far. And for the bilateral and multilateral, I've just told you the answers, really. Right, so you can put that in to have that in your exam question, but there'll be notes as well. So it's really good revision notes for you there, okay? Now, we've got these idea of 2 trading blocks, okay? So if we're going to look at trading blocks, if you go to, and here you're going to have to go to your Bahamas Today book, okay? And on page 1, we've got page 188 in your New Wider World, which actually talks about trading groups, gives some examples around the world here. So we've got in the EU, we've got NAFTA in North America, and it talks about here. But then in the Bahamas Today on page 70 to page 73, in Bahamas Today, it talks about the examples in the Bahamas, okay? And you will be able to then add those in there. Using that information from those pages, you can add the two trade blocks and then explain the benefits. Okay, think about when you're explaining. Similar to like how this table is here, it's got social, environmental, political, socio-economic. Sorry. So you could try and think of what those benefits are, thinking about social, economic, and environmental. Link it to that. Then we go to the WTO, which maybe you know what that stands for, but if you don't, you can go to page 73 and it all describes everything about the World Trade Organization. I've just given you the answer. Tariff, okay? Define the term tariff. And if you go on to page 188, okay, for tariffs, here we've got a nice definition of tariffs here, and it speaks about some of the benefits and the reasons why you would have a tariff, okay? So just highlight that in your book, and then using that, you will be able to define the term tariff and explain why tariffs and quotas can protect the Bahamian economy, okay? Then we go to this table here. Now, for petroleum and petrol products, you can research this, but I can tell you now that, so we've got Trinidad is the main, is the country where it has over 50% of that country's total exports is petroleum. Sugar and sugarcane, Cuba. And electrical goods, got Dominica there, okay? So we've got from there. Then this, I'm going to let you can do that yourself. Two trade associations, again, you can use that. Use Bahamas Today. Go through on that and to complete that, okay? So they should be your notes. If we go to here, go through, watch the video. First 4 pages, I've just gone through there. You can put those answers. Now, using those answers and using what I've said and the reading, you will then be able to complete the homework, the assignment, which you'll be handing in. Now, this is this table, which you do not need to do anything with, okay? You just need to read that, because that's you'll use for the first lot of questions, okay? So answer those questions there, all the way down. So that's 1 page, 2 pages, answer those, and upload them to the Plus portal, okay? If you have any questions about that, just give me an email, okay? So I hope you're all well, and yep, so that's due for next Monday, and next week we'll be giving you your last little bits of content for grade 12, so you've completed the whole of all the topics that need to be covered, and I'll be setting like a review online quiz for you to be able to complete, okay? As I said, any problems, give me a call or give me an email. That'd be great. Thank you.